All right, here's the results from a client who generally has a difficult time with detox protocols, one of those more sensitive types whose whose body generally resists detox. Lots of autoimmune issues, as you can see by this zinc to copper ratio, definitely has some cytokine storm activity or inflammatory event caused by an immune reaction, something going on there. And she's been dealing with this for many years. And she was on a number of products, including some detox products, including OSR, which is a very strong mercury chelator. It's the strongest chelator ever developed, most likely, especially for mercury. It's specifically designed to go in and remove mercury from fatty tissues. But what we found, because we've tested a number of people on that compound, is that detox is really up to the body. It's not about the supplement. No supplement is going to be, no matter how strong it is, no supplement is going to be able to go in and start removing these metals from deeply stored tissue. They're going to be great at removing metals from circulation and potentially some of the, as I discussed, the level 2 toxins from some soft tissue. But in terms of removing metals from the brain and organs and just deeply stored metals, the only way to get rid of them is for your body naturally to release them, and then your body can remove them. That's really all there is to it. And that was very surprising to me, just based on the research of OSR and how strong of a binder it is. So very interesting. But anyway, she was on a lot of that stuff. And we can see by just adding, all she did was add 2 teaspoons of ZeoCharge per day. I told her 2 tablespoons, but she started with 2 teaspoons, which generally I would definitely not recommend. And it could have been a disaster because it's too low of a dose, but it actually worked out for her because just from adding that, and she only did that for about 2 to 3 weeks in between this test. She started on that, and that's what showed this great improvement. So, and she was also feeling better, greatly improved digestion just after adding the ZeoCharge to her protocol. And she'd been on the other stuff for a while. So it was definitely the ZeoCharge. That was the only thing she changed. But you can see great improvement in immune health. The minerals are starting to balance. And this is like 2 to 3 weeks after adding 2 teaspoons of ZeoCharge, which is actually pretty good. We can also see that her body is now starting to detox. So even while on her other products, her body did not have the cellular energy to start dumping out these metals from wherever they were hiding. But just by adding the 2 teaspoons of ZeoCharge, her body now has the ability to start removing these metals, which is fantastic. Now, having said that, her body is still resisting the lead and mercury detox. You know, there's more than that in there, just based on her symptoms and condition. But she only took 2 teaspoons of ZeoCharge, absolutely not enough to get the mercury out. But she was able to start pushing these other things out, which is more than you can say for what she was taking, including OSR, which is a strong chelator. So just compare, I mean, what we've seen, it's honestly been quite shocking, as we just haven't seen any chelator, whether it's a synthetic chelator like EDTA or OSR, DMSA, any of those things, or natural chelators or binders. We haven't seen anything even come close to the detox capacity of ZeoCharge, not even close at all. And it's honestly been quite surprising. So this test has been very insightful for us for that reason. But you know, that's why we ran all these case studies before we released the product, because we wanted to make sure it was a good product. Most products that come on the market they just get whipped up and they're on the market, and there's really not a lot of testing that goes into them, so you really don't even know what's going to happen. So that's why we did that. So yeah, we're increasing the dose would probably be helpful so we could start getting the mercury out. But either way, she is detoxing more and she's improving in her health. She's feeling better. Her minerals are balancing and her vitamins are all improved. And that's all just from adding 2 teaspoons of ZeoCharge to her current protocol. So very good. She was very pleased with it, as she should be. And I think this is a really good start for her as she continues on her detox journey.